Fear no more. God is with you.
Walk it like I talk it, yeah, I walk it. Yeah. Flowers never grow without some water.
Today I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I'm here because God sent me to tell you that it's time for you to stop living your life in fear. Sometimes fear can be so consuming, right? Sometimes fear could feel like being in a chokehold. It could feel like the life being sucked out of you, choked out of you. You could feel so many different things dealing with fear. Ask me how I know. I'm a witness. And today, as I got out of prayer, God gave me this revelation about not living life in fear. He brought back to my forefront, my memory about Job. He talked to me about Ruth. He shared so many things regarding his word. And then he even put it in my heart and reminded me of even my mother and how she lived her life and still living her life by faith, right? With the moves, with everything that she has gone through, with every place that God has sent her. It was all by faith. It was all out of trust. It was all out of believing God. Fear could have been present. Fear could have won. Fear could have trapped her. Fear could have stopped her. And she has her own story to tell, so I'm pretty sure that one day you'll hear that soon. But from my perspective, the way I looked at it and the way I perceive it is that she didn't allow fear to stop her, because if she did, then we would have never gotten to the places that we have gotten to and gotten through the things that we have gotten through. As you are living your life, as you are chasing your goals, your dreams, as you are believing God, as you are trusting God for whatever specific thing that you are trusting God for, that you've been praying for, that you've been on your face in your prayer closet, that you've been having spiritual warfare about, that very thing that comes to mind when you start to think about fear, when you start to think about whatever it is that's pulling on you in life, that very thing. God wants you to know that it's obtainable. God wants you to know that you can do it. God wants you to know that He is with you. Now, when He brought me back to Job, and I know I speak on Job a lot, but I love the story. I love the revelation. I love, the power of God and that message that God showed me, that even in the hardship that Job was dealing with, the reason why Job wasn't afraid when everything started happening to him is because he knew that God was even in control of that. When you look at fear and you look at whatever you're facing in life, you look at your hardships, your tests, your trials, you look at your ups, your downs, your good seasons, your bad seasons. When you look at everything and you begin to truly face it, and you face it with an open mind, you face it with an open perspective, you're going to see that God is still in control. I moved to San Diego. It'll be a year now, come August 8th. And when I look back over this past year of my life, I have had moments where I was literally in fear. I've had those moments. I've questioned God. I questioned, why He sent me here. I've questioned, the word that He put on my life about this place in specific. I questioned a lot. I've lived my days, when I look back, worrying, stressing, trying to figure things out, trying to make things happen the way that I want them to happen, and trying to do things my way. But when I look back, and I truly look back over these past 11 months, I can really see the hand of God, over my life. That it don't matter how many times fear showed up at my door. God was greater. God was bigger. God was better. And God was more true. I live by this acronym when it comes to fear, and I shared it before, but I've always looked at fear as false evidence appearing real. It's a trick of the enemy. It's a trick of insecurities. It's a trick that your mind plays on you, that you give space and room to it, and that you allow it to play on you by trying to make you think that what you feel in moments of seeking out, of pursuing, going after your life or whatever it is, that the things that appear in your mind are actually real. Failure, never being enough, never making it, the insecurities, the things that you tell yourself, the things that you say about yourself to yourself, the ways that you feel about yourself. It tries to make you believe that that's the reality of life and who you are. But I want to encourage you to get into your word, but also spend time with God. Spend time with God, because that's where you get to truly learn who you are and also whose you are. And when you come to that revelation, when you come to that realization that fear can't defeat you and it can't rule over you, because God is in control of everything that's going on in your life, then you'll stop allowing fear to have a seat in your life. And that's my prayer for today, not only for myself, but for you, is that fear no longer has a seat at your table. That fear can no longer knock on your door and you answer. That fear can no longer show up in your life and you make room for it. That today you walk away from your relationship with fear, and that you walk into your relationship, really walk into your relationship with faith, and that you begin to trust God, and that you begin to believe God, and that you begin to hold on to this truth. God is with you. God is in control. And there is nothing too hard for God to do. All you got to do is give it to him. All you got to do is believe him. Let go of fear and get a hold of God. God bless y'all. God keep y'all and cover y'all. And until next time, be encouraged, get inspired, and stay uplifted. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment below if there's any topic that you would want me to personally touch on. God bless.